All right, live on Facebook. There you are. Boom. Okay, and then copy and paste. Share to your group. My group is League of Badass Butterflies. That's us. Oh, and it won't let me post in the group because I've still got something set up wrong. That's okay. We're going to do it right here. Share on your own timeline. Boom. Okay. Got it. Okay. All right. Hi, it's Crystalline, and I'm really excited to be live streaming right now. I am I'm coming live for my Badass Butterfly Spiritual Life Coach Mindset Training Program. This is the first session, and I'm really excited. Now, I just realized that there is a problem because I'm supposed to be live streaming in my group, but I have something set up inappropriately and I cannot live stream in my own group. So it won't let me live stream, I guess, with Zoom in the group, but I need to have Zoom just in case my students want to come on. So y'all, we are on my my personal page, and then I'm just going to have to copy that. So I'm sorry. I'll have to upload it later to the group. So my apologies for that. But look, we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm more than happy to take any questions. And if you want to come and join me live, well, you have to be in my program to do that. So if you're in the program, you can find the Zoom information in the curriculum. All right. So I want to just start off by introducing myself. My name is Crystal Lynn, and Crystal Lynn Bell, and I am Badass Butterfly. Okay. Hold on one second. Let's see, I've got, all right. And hold on. Here we go. Boom. Great. All right. Very good. So I'm Crystal Lynn Bell. I am Badass Butterfly, and I am a spiritual life coach. This program is a beginning level spiritual life coaching program for people who are interested in becoming a spiritual life coach, but you don't quite know exactly what a spiritual life coach does. You have a feeling that this is something you want to do, but you're just not sure. So this is a 6-week program, and it's absolutely free. Okay, I have the curriculum online, and there are 3 weekly live stream sessions where you can join me live or you can watch the replay, but it's just the way that I'm going to be giving you the curriculum and helping you understand what this great profession is about. So I've got my notes here, so I want to make sure that I'm on time because I'm also determined to keep these sessions less than 30 minutes. So the way this is going to go, I'm going to talk for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then whoever is on the call with me, I'm going to invite you to come on the call, and I can give you coaching. I can talk to you around the curriculum. I can answer your questions about being a life coach. Okay, so that's how the call will go. All right, so I want to thank you for joining this program. You know, I've been a spiritual life coach now for 10 years, and it is so much fun. It is the most fun job, obviously, that I've ever had. I like to have fun, and it's really important to me. It was very important to me that I chose a profession that aligned with my own personal values. So I started off as a massage therapist, and I intentionally went into massage because I had this feeling that I had this feeling that I could really touch people and make them feel better. That's what I thought. And I didn't know anything about spirituality and like through the hands. I didn't know about Reiki. I didn't know about the power of physical touch. All I knew is that I wanted to be able to just put my hands on a person and rub their back and make them feel better, right? So I went into massage and I did massage for a number of years. I had a day spa and it was wonderful. I did literally over 1,000 massages every year, and I had about 20 therapists that worked for me, and together we were all just putting our hands on people and making people feel really good. Well, I did that for a number of years, but then I started realizing that even though I was doing people a lot of good by touching them, they'd leave and they'd feel great. Well, they'd come back 2 weeks later and they'd be like stressed out again. And I'm like, what are you doing in your mind? Why is it that you're still stressed out every 2 weeks? And why is it that we have to deal with these knots like this? And then it occurs to me, I'm like, I have to start working with people in a more intimate, mental way. I have to start working with their minds. And that's when I started realizing that I want to actually be a life coach. And then I thought, I started researching and I thought, okay, a life coach. Then I'm like looking at the life coaching programs and I'm like, I don't want to be a life coach. I want to be a spiritual life coach. I want to talk to people about like how they relate to spirit and how they relate to God. And I want to talk about their emotions and their feelings and their past lives and astrology. And I want to be able to use my chakras. And I was already a Reiki master. And I'm like, I want to be able to do Reiki on people and do massage when I need to. So that was my vision, and so that's why I became a spiritual life coach. And I imagine that you're a lot like me. You probably didn't start off as a massage therapist, but you have a feeling like you want to help people. And also, because I did this too, and I know this is probably you as well, but you've gone through some things in your past. You've had some pain, you've had some trauma, and you're like, I want to help other people with this same pain and trauma that I've gone through. And some of that trauma you've healed and you've overcome, and you're like, I want to help people. I know how to help them overcome this. And other parts of your pain and trauma you're still living with, but you know other people are suffering with it, and you want to reach out and give them as much support as you can, even if you haven't mastered it, right? To me, this is really important. And that calling is something that we're going to really be talking about in this program that I'm running. Now, today, I'm going to give you I'm going to show you the curriculum, all right? We're going to talk about the work that we're supposed to be doing in the curriculum today, all right? And we are going to, I'm going to take you on a deep dive into that curriculum. So that's basically what we're going to do today. We're going to now jump into the curriculum. I am going to give you an overview of of what we're doing this week, and then we're going to go into today's lesson, and we'll talk about that. Okay, I'll take you through today's lesson. Make sure that you can do the home fun for tonight, or the homework. I call it home fun because that's what my spiritual life coach called it. And so that stuck with me because it's fun. Okay, we're doing this. We're not children in school where we're kind of chained to our desks. No, this is fun. This is fun work. We're working on ourselves. It's fun. So I'm going to take you through the home fun, and then if there are any questions in the question thread for the curriculum for this week, I'm going to go ahead and answer those questions as well. All right. And then that will wrap us up. And then whoever's on the call with me right now, I'm going to invite you to come on and we can coach and talk, or you can type in your questions for me and I will address those. Okay. All right. So I thought that it would be a really good idea to open the curriculum. So let me share my screen right now. Share screen, boom, boom. Here we go. So this is the program curriculum that we are working on, all right? And we are here. So you've already gone through the getting started in the training. That's just kind of like the warm up to show you, talk to you about some things. So we're going to jump in here, Unit 1, Week 1, the caterpillar and her butterfly. All right, so there is a workbook for each of the modules. For each of the week, there is a workbook for you. And so you can just come here and download the workbook, all right? And we created this workbook to be write-inable, so you should be able to write directly into the workbook, and it will save it for you. Actually, I realized when I set this up, or my virtual assistant set it up, right? But I realized when I had her set it up, we only gave you one page to do your writing. And I've got a lot of questions for you. If you've already gone into the curriculum, I've given you a lot of questions. So currently I have her adding an extra page in there. I should probably have her add 2 extra pages in there. Actually, that's what I'm going to have her do. Oh my gosh, I'm getting ready to do that right now. Well, actually, I won't, because let me just stay focused. But I need to tell her. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm so sorry. Give me just 1 second, because she is currently adding extra pages and I don't want her to, I want to get it right now. Okay. At Rebecca, please add 2 extra pages for each section. That way, if you need more space, you have that extra space. And if you don't need that much space, then it's no problem. You don't need the space, okay? So anyway, I'm someone who writes a lot. And so when I've done workbooks for other programs, I've always been kind of like, this is not enough space. I need to go on. And I know we're all spiritual and we like doing our stuff. So I'm giving you plenty of space. All right, here we go. So going back to, okay, I've not started sharing my screen yet, have I? Okay, here we go. Boom. So going back to the workbook, you can download the workbook. And then there's also a quote of the week. I just love quotes. And so you've got a nice quote. And if you want to download that, you can. It's JPEG. You could download it and you could even share it on Facebook or Instagram. I would really appreciate it if you did that, because that would make me feel good, thinking that my stuff is out there being shared. That's cool. All right. Let's see, going back here. So there's the workbook, the quote of the week, and then session 1, session 2, and session 3. All right. After those sessions, there is important program feedback. So I'm going to ask you to give me feedback on how you did in the program, how the material was presented, and also what changes that you experienced just from doing the work. That's really, really important for me to know, to make sure that I'm communicating properly, but also to make sure that you are getting something of value from the program. I put a lot of time and energy into this, and it's important that, that it's helpful. So your feedback would be really, really appreciated, okay? And of course, the live stream dates and the Zoom information are here for you. And then there's the question thread for you to pose your questions. If you can't join the live stream each day, just go ahead and put your questions in, put your comments in, and I will be addressing those at the end of each live stream. And again, the live streams are Mondays, Tuesdays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, and we're going to be meeting here on the same Zoom link each week. All right, boom, we are done with that. So let's go ahead and hop into, actually, let me make sure, hold on, because the girl needs to follow her notes. Right, okay, boom. Okay, got it. All right, so let's get into actually, before I start the curriculum for this week, I want to talk a little bit about why I created this program. So this program is about the mindset of the spiritual life coach. And for me, mindset is the most important thing. Without the proper mindset, we tend to sabotage and sabotage, and we miss out on being able to move forward fully integrated, fully embodied with all of our parts going forward. So in this program, I've put together a series of exercises to help you start getting clear about where you are today and where you need to be in order to be a badass butterfly spiritual life coach, or any life coach for that matter. And the reason this is important is because when you become a life coach, doesn't matter what kind, any life coach, you are putting yourself in a position of authority. You are claiming that you know how to take a person from point A to point B. And that is a big claim, and it's a lot of responsibility, and it needs to be taken seriously. So as a life coach, you are putting yourself in a position of authority. People are coming to you because you have put yourself in a position of authority. So they are relying on you, and they are coming to you with their hopes, their dreams, their problems, their secrets, their shame, their pain, their baggage. That's a lot of responsibility to take on. In order to do that, if Spirit has called you to this vocation, Spirit knows that you know how to handle that, okay? And Spirit is not going to send you something that you can't handle, okay? But you do have to prepare yourself. You have to understand what you're getting yourself into when you say yes to Spirit. Now, when I first started off as a life coach, I have to admit that I had never had life coaching before, okay? But I knew it was something that I wanted. So I got certified and coached at the same time. And it was an amazing experience. And it gave me so much confidence to, and so much understanding of what the power of what I was stepping into. So this class is an opportunity for you to understand the big picture of being a life coach, but also to understand who you need to be in order to own this kind of power and authority. Because let me tell you something, people are coming to you with their stuff. Now, they aren't coming to you and saying, hey, here's my stuff. What they're doing is they're coming to you and they're saying, hey, I'm having trouble in my life. I feel stuck. And what you have to understand, and what you will have learned if you've educated yourself properly, you will have learned that when people are coming to you with a current problem in their life, it's probably not due to the outside circumstances, but it's probably due to inner circumstances. All right. So the spiritual life coach's mindset must be able to see, to hear, hey, I'm having problems in the 3D material world, and understand that that's translating into I'm suffering from a broken heart. I was abandoned as a child. I was held back in school, and it is messing with my self-esteem. I have negative beliefs that are making me feel small and inadequate, right? So it's a lot of responsibility, and it's so great. It's so wonderful to understand this and to be able to work with a person and help them understand that the thing that they're experiencing in the three-dimensional world is connected to their inner child or to something that happened to them before, or a belief that is stuck, that we just need to work with that belief. And once we make that transition in the mind, the three-dimensional world opens up and all these opportunities that start coming to them, right? And it's beautiful. This is such beautiful work. So today, so we're going to be talking about the coach's mindset over the course of the next 6 weeks. This week, we're going to be talking, though, about you. Magical, wonderful, important you. And what I'm doing for this week is we're going to talk about my brand, the Badass Butterfly, okay? And the Badass Butterfly is a beautiful, beautiful being, right? She's gone through transformation. She's got these beautiful wings. She's out there creating in the world, okay? But that's the future. What comes before the butterfly with the beautiful wings? That's what we're going to be focusing on today. That is really important to start, because the caterpillar is where it all begins. So let's jump into the curriculum right now and talk about the caterpillar. If you love caterpillars, raise your hand. I love caterpillars. They are beautiful. And I remember I was in India and there was the most beautiful, it was maybe that big, okay, about the size of my finger. And it had an afro like mine, like afro, beautiful, fuzzy caterpillar. It was so beautiful, you just wanted to pick it up and cuddle it. But that caterpillar, they said, don't touch that. That is a poisonous caterpillar. It stings. Those hairs sting. Here I was getting ready to kiss the caterpillar, and I could have gotten all kinds of poison. Oh my gosh, caterpillars. They are so badass. All right, let me get into the curriculum for today. All right, so please download the workbook. We're going into session 1, your caterpillar story. All right. Now, in the workbook, actually, I'm going to open this workbook, which I have it open already right here. Okay. So on the second page of the workbook, where you are to write your caterpillar story. Okay. And so that is the connection there. And here is the actual curriculum. So your before story. So in this lesson, what we're going to have you do is write your before story. And let's see, actually, okay, sorry, let me backtrack one step. I just want to show you how the lessons are all laid out, just so that you have a little overview, okay? So there's just a quick blurb about what we're doing, okay, about what this lesson's about. And then you're going to see that the home fun. This is your homework, your home fun, okay? And the home fun will tell you specifically what you need to do and where you need to do it. So there is a baby caterpillar video at the bottom of this page. And then there is the workbook, which you have here, okay? And the instructions are basically to complete the before story for your caterpillar, all right? And then what I've done, because here I've given you just blank page to write out your caterpillar story, but I wanted to also, I did that because I wanted you to be able to tell your story in your way, okay? However, I also, being the life coach that I am, can't help but give you some coaching and some prompts, all right? So what I have here for you are some things that you can think about. Now, you do not need to answer all of these questions, but I'll tell you, if you did answer all of these questions and you did do all these thought processes, you would be taking a really, really deep dive into the work, and you would probably feel you'd probably feel really powerful. You'd be learning a lot about yourself. You'd be thinking about yourself in a different way. You'd really be expanding your mindset. And that is what I have set this up for. Okay, so this is the curriculum. Oh, and here's that baby caterpillar video for you to watch. So all of these questions are here for you so that you can go through and answer these questions in the workbook and tell your caterpillar story. All right. So why the caterpillar? Well, a caterpillar is the starting point of the butterfly. So a butterfly lays an egg, and then a caterpillar emerges. And that caterpillar is going to eat. That's the very first thing it does, right? It comes out of the egg and it's like, I'm hungry. Where's the food? Well, it starts to eat the leaf that it was laid on. And basically, for all of the caterpillar's life, all that thing does is eat. So it eats and eats and it grows. And caterpillars don't shed their skin, they molt. So they burst through their skin. So their skin doesn't stretch with them, okay? As they grow, their skin does not stretch. So they break through. Ooh, I'm feeling the power of that. I'm getting all emotional. So caterpillars, we people, they die to their old skin over and over again. And you and I do the same things. We will have an experience that challenges. So we eat, we take in life, okay? It's like we're eating, we're taking in life and we're growing. And there are these moments in our lives where we felt ourselves breaking through our old skin. And it usually was pretty painful, really kind of traumatic. It was something that shook us, but we could feel that something inside of us had changed powerfully. Sometimes it was for the worse and sometimes it was for the better, okay? So caterpillars do this, right? They eat, they take in life, they grow, they burst through the skin. They do that several times in their caterpillar cycle. But then something happens where they get a calling and an instinct to change in a very big way, right? Just like you and I. You and I have been changing, okay? Caterpillars, we're our caterpillar selves. We change, we grow, we expand. But then something happens and we just can't take it anymore. Something is calling us to make a huge change and to never go back to doing that old thing. This is really important for us as spiritual life coaches, and particularly for me and the people that I train in my program, because it's that cycle of taking in life and expanding, taking in life and expanding. And then finally, that final call where, yes, we're taking in life and it's an expansion, but it's no longer acceptable to allow the old self to come along with the new self. And this is the difference between a caterpillar growing and molting versus a caterpillar going through metamorphosis, transforming. The caterpillar dies. No, I said that wrong. The caterpillar's body dies, okay? That is fact. The caterpillar is still alive in the brain of the badass butterfly, but it's not taking over The whole brain, it's a portion, it's a memory. So the badass butterfly has its own brain, its own understanding of life, its own vision, its own perspective. It's connected to life in a different way. It's a being of flight. It's a different being. But the memory of the caterpillar is still there. And it's up to the butterfly to not let that memory of the caterpillar weigh it down. So when you make the change from caterpillar to butterfly, you're going to remember that you were once a caterpillar. You're going to remember the caterpillar's lessons, but you're not going to play by the caterpillar's rules. Number one, the caterpillar had to walk. Caterpillar had to walk, crawling over things. And if there was a big old wall, the caterpillar had to go down and then up and then down and then over. Whereas the butterfly is like, shoo, boop, 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 boop. Okay, a totally different way of approaching obstacles, a totally different way of approaching challenges. And where that caterpillar would eat and get bigger and eat and get bigger and eat and get bigger in its body, butterfly can't do that. Butterfly has to eat enough just to maintain the energy for flight, just to support its creativity. There's no room for overeating in the badass butterfly's life, because that would be a grounded butterfly. If that butterfly took her caterpillar's compulsions into her flying self, that butterfly would be a grounded butterfly and would get stepped on, couldn't move to save itself. Okay, so in today's exercise, you are going to explore who you are as a caterpillar. Just assume that you are a caterpillar. Who am I as a caterpillar? And you're going to do this work in your workbook, okay? Here's a little something to give you to read, and then here are the questions that I want you to consider, okay? So I start off, and I'm going to go through this very quickly because I'm over my time, and this is a little bit long, but I'm going to just rush through it, okay? Let's start off by acknowledging the gifts of being a caterpillar. So I want you to start off by telling about the greatness of being a caterpillar, like how cute you are, how cuddly you are, how strong you are, okay? All your strengths, all your beautiful stuff, start off with that. And then the next thing I want you to look at is the calling that is urging you to move away from caterpillardom, to move into being a butterfly. What does that feel like? I want you to explore, because you're being called to become a spiritual life coach, right? So to be that spiritual life coach, how do you know what's going on inside you? What synchronicities are telling you that this should be something that you should be doing, right? Explore that. Then we want to look at what you're being called to do, okay? So what does it mean for you to be a spiritual life coach? That's what I want you to explore. Write down. From your perspective here, you're a caterpillar, what does it mean for you to be a life coach, okay? Sit with that and see what it feels like. Now, for these next questions, I'm going to start asking you to look at your shadows and the things that are kind of keeping you in caterpillar mode, okay? So what's holding you back from answering the call? What are some of the emotions that might be holding you back? What are some of the beliefs that are holding you back? What are some of the habits and the behaviors that are holding you back, right? What relationships that are you holding on to that might be hampering or stymieing your full commitment to transformation? And look, I'm talking about being a spiritual life coach, but I'm not only talking about being a spiritual life coach. This should be about you as a being and this desire to become a spiritual life coach, okay? Because the calling to become a spiritual life coach is going to bring up all those shadows for you, because The universe is asking you to step into a position of authority and power and leadership and mentorship, right? And intimacy. So of course, it's going to bring up all your stuff. That's what it's supposed to do. It's helping you grow, okay? Now, what fears are holding you back? What mistakes have you made in the past? What failures have you made in the past, or things have you failed at that you've not forgiven yourself for, okay? What past traumas are triggered by this experience of wanting to move forward, of wanting to become magnificent, to reach your greatest potential, okay? What past traumas are influencing your decision-making today? What are some goals that you have that you've been unable to achieve? These are the questions. This is the home fun. Do it in your workbook, and please come and share what you've experienced in the exercise. Come and share that in the League of Badass Butterflies Facebook group, please. Tell us what your divine calling is, okay? And really talk about anything you want around this work, really, whatever you feel comfortable with sharing. The group is private and it's good, you know, it's a good place to share. And I love reading your stuff. So it'll be my pleasure, all right? Okay, so there's your home fun. Watch the video. This is so cute and so informative. It's a really short video. It's like 2 or 3 minutes. And do your workbook. And then tomorrow we're going to meet again and we're going to do session 2. And I'm just going to give you a really quick peek at session 2. It's the future self. And it's going to be very much like today. The session will definitely be shorter because I'm not going to have to tell you what the program's about. I'm going to just dive right into session 2. Okay. But in that session, we're going to start looking at your badass butterfly. So this is going to be a lot of fun because, you know, every caterpillar has their butterfly already inside them, right? The caterpillar is there and it's a little tube, okay? And the butterfly is in there with her wings all folded up, okay? And she's just waiting. She's thinking she's alive. She's just waiting for her chance. Like, come on, answer that call so I can break through and spread my wings and fly. All right. So session 2, we're going to have some fun with that. Okay. And that's also in the same workbook. So there's one workbook that has everything in it. But the updated workbook, by the way, Rebecca's working on that right now. So the updated workbook will just have a few extra pages in there for you to answer all those questions and to go in as deeply as you want to, right? And then even the 3rd session is in this same workbook. We'll talk about the 3rd session, obviously, on the next day. But for right now, we're done with that. And so what I want to do now is I want to make sure that I address the questions that were left. Okay, so the questions, there were a couple of questions and comments that were made. Laura asks, will there be a certificate of completion for this program? Laura, you know, I really hadn't thought about offering a certificate of completion for this program. However, you said having a reminder of an accomplishment is always uplifting. And I got to be honest with you, I think you're absolutely right. So because of you, Laura, yes, there is going to be a certificate of completion. I am happy to do that. Thank you so much for this very tender-hearted idea. I love the idea. Thank you. I will set that up for sure. All right. I think I have to get on that right away because I probably have to do something. So we'll work on that today. Rebecca and Carla and I, my beautiful assistants. All right. Now, Sanwana says, I am hoping I can commit to being as open, receiving, and embracing the vulnerability to self this comes with. Yes, San Juana, you are talking right now. She says, I'm always healing, but with no action. What's the point? Yes. You know, San Juana, this is really important because what I'm hearing is that you're very much connected to the divine feminine. You're very connected to the goddess. You're very connected to Mama Gaia. And there's a lot of healing that you do, but you lose track on how to take all that healing and all that wonderful energy that you've built up inside yourself, how to channel that into something tangible in the 3D, action steps, goals. You know, in this case, maybe it's a spiritual coaching business, you know, programs and all this kind of thing. San Juana goes on and says, I'm very grateful to continue to experience this journey that you offer. And again, I hope I can embrace the commitment more than fearing it. Totally get it. San Juana, thank you so much for reaching out and sharing yourself like this. That is absolutely beautiful. And just show up. That's number one. That's the hardest part, showing up. Show up and stay till the end. If you can do that, it's going to get done. All right. That's going to be my recommendation. Really though, you got to show up. In order for me to be able to help you, you got to show up. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for meeting me. I'm going to make sure that I get this replay so that you can watch it and receive what you need. Do the home fun, share your home fun in the Facebook group. That is a level of accountability that is really important. If you commit to doing that, then you're going to get through this, and then you're going to get a certificate. And I love that idea. So we're going to make that happen. All right. So now I have one person on this call with me, and I'm just curious. You can either come on the call and talk to me, or you can type if you prefer. What would you prefer?
Hey.
Hi. It's so nice to see you.
You too as well. I look terrible. Look, I work from home and it's busy today, so I wasn't able to get dressed. So I'm in my little jams, but hey.
That's okay. You look beautiful to me.
Thank you. Thank you. You as well. And
Thank
hey,
you.
Apollo over there trying to act like he's sleeping. He know he listening to us.
He's
Right?
so listening, and you know he's over there just exactly in the camera spot. Now, how did he figure that out? Because I
Because they
didn't tell him.
smart. They are so smart. Yes. You know, this is great. I'm on Central Time, so I live in Las Vegas.
Oh, great. Okay.
And it just happens that at 12 Eastern Time is 9 Pacific Time.
Excellent.
And I have lunch from 9 to 10. So I get to be with you every call.
Oh,
sometimes I might be late, but I am being mindful.
Yeah.
I will make sure to get dressed on my breaks.
Yeah. Look, when
but
you
this
can.
morning it was crazy.
I totally understand. Don't even worry about it. I'm glad you're here. Can I ask you so where are you in your spiritual life coaching journey?
So right now I am shadow working.
Okay.
So just real brief. So I have 33 years of recovery from substance abuse, and I was a counselor. Yeah, you know, it's a blessing. I was a substance abuse counselor before I had to come here.
Yeah.
I had worked in the field before, and then I decided to be certified. But before I could finish my hours, my son had a stroke. So I had to move to Vegas, which canceled out my program totally. Yeah. I would have to start all over.
Sure.
So I was looking for a way, because for me, just going to Narcotics Anonymous, AA, whatever, just didn't really work out. It didn't go deep enough. Shadow work did. And I noticed that so many people that have substance abuse, if we could go that deep early on, they don't have to suffer through the craziness that I suffered through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm,
I don't know, just even
I'm
thirst.
really, look, I'm really, number one, I'm always happy to meet people who are in recovery, because that's really hard. And I applaud you, I commend you just for your own recovery. That is authority within the self, okay? Now, I agree with you. Look, I'm a big fan of, of the anonymouses, okay? A big fan, because they do so much good for people. And at the same time, without the shadow work, I don't know. I don't know how people do it. I personally need the shadow work. I need a whole bunch of things that they don't offer in AA,
Yes.
or in
Yes.
OA. For me, my issue is eating. But I attended meetings on a regular basis. But and a lot of the concepts from the big book and the 12 steps, those things are so helpful.
Yes.
But the fact is, there are so many people that could really benefit from having someone like you who has done that and is doing something else, who is offering another path that they can use either instead of or as a complement to. One of my clients came to me because of alcoholism, and because of their prominence in their community, was not comfortable in doing AA at all. And so I said, okay, well, let's talk about this and let's just see. And so far it's been, they're probably coming up on 30 months of recovery, right? Which is fantastic, like
yes.
abstinence. That, because
Yes.
it was intense. It was intense. And so yes, all I'm saying is yes, please pursue your coaching certification, or however you're going to do it. Pursue this as a vocation. And do you have any questions for me about coaching, or about the process, or anything like that right now?
Not yet.
Good.
Not yet. I guess as we go along. So you answered really what questions I did, because the caterpillar to the butterfly, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But you answered those questions. So
Yeah.
I'll be doing my fun work tonight.
Yes, please do it, and let me know. If you have any questions, please come into the Facebook group and ask your questions there along the way. Definitely share yourself. And then tomorrow when we meet, if you feel comfortable, you can certainly share your experience or what came up for you as you explored your caterpillar self. Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you. Thank
You're
you
so
so much for
welcome.
joining me.
No
So we'll go ahead and wrap that up here. I did go a little bit long today, but we're going to make
It's okay.
We're going to make that a little bit shorter next time. Okay. But the first session, what are you going to do? You got to say hi. You got to introduce stuff. You got to do a little bit of welcoming and orientation. So in the future, though, they should be nice and short. All right. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Okay. You have a wonderful rest of your day or evening. Whatever time it is over there now.
It's 6:50 p.m. here.
PM. Oh wow, I wish.
You're like, I'd be okay with this day. We're done.
Yes, I want to wake up and then be at 6:50. I'm finished work, getting ready to go to bed. But
you know, when that sleep is so delicious, like when you are sleeping really
Mhm,
well, sometimes you're
mhm.
like, gosh, do I have to get up? And then you're like, what time do
I
I get to go to
know.
bed tonight? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's like, whoa. But it was so nice being here. Nice
Oh,
talking with you.
thank you.
And I
Same
hope
to
you have
you.
a good evening.
Yeah, thank you. You too. Have a wonderful
Thank you.
day. Bye for
You
now.
too. Bye
Okay,
bye.
bye everybody. Bye. Bye.